Hello, 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 and welcome to the Journey with Janey podcast. I am your host, Jane Anderson, and I'm here with you today on a fairly wet and windy Northumberland day. Hence, I'm in the office, so no distractions with regards to the wind howling past us. And yeah, today is Wednesday. Sometimes I pre-record. So today I am live almost for you guys. And what I want to start with is last week we talked about reflect, review, rewrite. So my question to you today is, did you reflect, review, rewrite from Q2, which was the end of Q2 was Monday, which was in the UK, a very hot and humid day. And yeah, lots happening, isn't there? Nice to see the sunshine, nice for it to be warm weather. Downside for that is when you live in the hills, the lovely, lovely horseflies arrive. And like many of you know, midges, mosquitoes, any bitey insects absolutely love me. Anyway, I'm covered in horsefly bites because I was playing farmer on Monday. Our shepherd was away, so I did the stock checks, which was absolutely amazing, getting out into nature, seeing some beautiful views of the countryside that, yes, I walk to and enjoy, but also being able to spend time actually in it and being the farmer that, if I'm honest, I probably always wanted to be a farmer. Not going to start being a farmer at my age, but playing at being a farmer for a couple of days I've quite enjoyed. So that kind of links into, what do you enjoy doing? What is that one thing that kind of fills your heart? And that's kind of what's coming through today. What are your aims for the rest of 2025? I mentioned last week that we were coming to the midpoint of 2025. We're now into the second half of 2025. And did you set intentions? Did you have I can't even think of the name. New Year's resolutions, that's it. Well, did you keep your New Year's resolutions up? Did you set New Year's resolutions, or did you just 1st of January came around and it was another day and another year starting? And all I'm going to say is it's not too late to sort of give yourself a focus and an aim for the rest of the year. So I know a lot of you who are listening are in my world of grief as well. And that isn't easy when you want to start and think about where you want to be. And it might even be for you guys who are, you might even just be struggling to get out of bed. This is my favorite analogy. You might even be struggling to get out of bed to make that cup of coffee that your loved one used to make for you every morning. And it's not just through the death of a person, it could be the breakup of a relationship. And that person that did things for you, and you having to accept that you now need to take on these roles of responsibility. And it might be difficult. Grief is unique and it affects us all in so many different ways. And yeah, the bed analogy, getting out of bed. I've so many days wanted to just have another duvet day. And yeah, it's fine to have the odd duvet day, have a bit kind of, yeah. I actually had a nana nap on Tuesday because I was feeling really kind of drained by all the fights that I've had this week. And my body was saying you need to rest. So I listened to my body and I went to bed and I slept for 3 hours. So listen to your body, listen to what it's saying. On the flip side to that is, don't listen to it every day. If it's saying you want to have a duvet day, sometimes you do have to kind of, don't want to say push yourself, but you have to have aims or mini goals, or as I like to call them, weekly wins. So what are your weekly wins for week 1 of quarter 3? So bearing in mind, if you don't work in quarters, so I'm saying quarter 3 for me is now July, August, September. And I always think of September as like the start of the school year when everything sort of kicked off afresh. And now it's kind of like, oh, we're into the 3rd quarter of the year. So then, because quarter 4, a lot of people go into October, November, and then half of December because people give up by the middle of December. So yeah, think about your weekly wins, daily wins, hourly wins, minute by minute wins, and just start building on a daily basis that you're going to get that 1% better. So what I've decided, because obviously there's a lot of clutter in my house, and hands up, I'll be honest, a lot of it's mine. I'm a bit of a hoarder, and part of me is like, you know what, some of this actually needs to just go. I've had enough. So I'm looking over here, there's 5 bags of clothes that I've been holding on to in case I might wear them again. When actually on a day, we change, our ideals change as to what we wear, how we feel in our clothes. So clothes was a biggie for me. I've emptied the wardrobe and I'm in process of tidying the bedroom because it obviously gets dirty, it gets messy before it gets tidy. So that's one thing. And the other thing is, I've said half an hour a day I'll set aside before I start work to actually clean something. And as many of you know, I'm not the best of cleaners. I hoover because I have 2 dogs in the house. And it was turning into like a huge thing that the house was dirty and dusty. So I was like, right, half an hour a day set aside to clean something. Half an hour, timer on your phone or on a kitchen timer, whichever you want to do. And just do those bite-sized things. So 1% better every day, I'm doing my half-hour cleaning. So that is my win. So my weekly win, once I've done half an hour every day, is to have a clean downstairs for this week. So that's where I'm heading with that. So we'll set these and kind of get it into the routine. So my half hour this week might actually only need to be 10 minutes to do a quick flip next week. So yeah, that's where I'm kind of going with my weekly wins. They're not businessy win as such. Monthly milestones. What do you want to achieve by the end of July? You know, we're on the 2nd of July already. Next week, when I come back to you, I haven't even flipped my calendar. I'm going to have a look. Next week is the 9th of July, and then there's only 3 weeks left of July. Three of our podcasts. 1, 2, yeah. 3 more before the end of July. It's a 5-week month. How can we create that 1 week to be that extra week of wins this quarter, this month, even in July? Obviously, a lot of you have kids and summer holidays will be coming up, so that's an extra pressure. Doesn't have to be. It can be fun. Get the kids on cleaning, get them on doing some jobs. So make things bite-sized. bite-sized chunks of everything, which sounds dead simple. And I'm going to try and be that person this week, be that person who does the 30 minutes of cleaning and the bit tidying up and just being a bit more organised and sticking to the schedule. And remember, always make time for yourself as well. I put time in my daily schedule for me. Like today, I had from 11 till 1:45 to record, 1:45 to record my podcast and get it downloaded, ready for you guys to tune in today. So that was my podcast time. I even put in what time I walk the dogs. They get half an hour in the morning, half an hour at night, and then there's bits of times between sort of meetings and things I'll pop out for a walk. So it's being structured and knowing what you're doing at every specific time. We're all procrastinators in some shape or form, and I am the world's best. Hands up, I'll openly admit anything to distract from what I really need to do. I am the person who worked under pressure when I was in a corporate job. So, you know, I was a PA to a director, not just one director. You get stuff from all angles at all times. And I'll be honest, a lot of the time stuff got piled up and it would just take one person to say, I need that in an hour, and boom, it was done. But why hadn't it been done? You know, it could have been sat on my desk for a week, 10 days. Why hadn't I done it before? So yeah, give me a deadline and I can work to it. If I'm kind of left to my own devices, I'm the world's greatest procrastinator, which is why I've created a schedule for myself that I stick to on a daily basis and know what I'm going to achieve on that day. So then life happens, doesn't it? So that's fine. We've talked about this as well, where life gets in the way and you kind of, something crops up and you have to leave the desk, do something. But you know what? You can always put it in and do it another time. Like I mentioned, when I got called away one day when I was doing the farm account, and I still got the farm accounts done that day, but I did it later at night, but I needed to have it complete that day. So this probably it probably sounds quite overwhelming for some of you. And probably all I'm going to say is just do that little thing, one little thing that's going to accumulate. Because if you do that one thing today, and then you do that one thing again tomorrow, and the next day, and the next day, by this time next week when you listen, you'll have had 7 days of doing that one thing better. And then imagine where you could be at the end of, even the end of September, the end of Q3, with that one thing getting better and better each and every day. At the end of Q3. So think about where you want to be at the end of September. So my cleaning regime, by the end of September, I want to have a clean, tidy house that takes 10 minutes in each room on a weekly basis to give it a quick dust over and a hoover. So that's my aim. So, and this can be linked into anything in life. I'm on about cleaning because that's the job that I hate the most and needs action in my world at the minute. So I'm sorry I'm not talking business and I'm not talking about grief specifically. And all I'm saying is that there's one thing you could probably do on a daily basis that, like I was saying, they're making me a cup of coffee. And just being you, making time for you, be that going for a walk with the dog. It might be that you haven't walked the dog. Maybe somebody has been walking the dog for you. Even if you take the dog for an extra 5 minutes, wander along the road. So just those little baby steps to make your life that little bit better and make you feel better. So I've babbled on and I'm really not sure whether I've given you any kind of help this week, but I felt as though I needed to get that out today. So you can all hold me accountable over the next 3 months. And I will ask the question next week if you've done the 1%, you've done that one thing on a daily basis that makes you feel good and makes you feel better. So I'm going to leave it there today because I am babbling. So always remember, there's something inside of you that knows no limits, and it's time to believe in you. So take care, guys, and I'll see you all next week. Journey with Janey podcast. Always remember, there is something within you that knows no limits. It's time to believe in you. Click the subscribe button so you never miss an episode. I love reading your reviews and comments, so right away. So if you're ready to take those small steps to transform your true self, let's do life together.